Most beginners waste months, honestly, sometimes even years, because they choose the completely wrong fitness goal right out of the gate. You step into the gym with all this excitement, but without a clear science-based plan, you just end up spinning your wheels.
And here is the biggest trap. They end up bulking when they really should be cutting, or they start cutting when they desperately need to build a solid foundation of muscle first. It's this classic, super frustrating cycle. You eat too much when you already have higher body fat, or you totally starve yourself when you don't even have any muscle mass to reveal yet.
So in the next few minutes of this explainer, I'm going to show you exactly which path you need to take, and it's all backed entirely by exercise science. We're going to clear up all that online noise, cut right through the fitness myths, and look strictly at what the data actually says.
Section 1. The science of bulking. Who and how.
Okay, let's identify exactly who actually needs to use this strategy. What's really interesting here is how specific these criteria are. If you are naturally skinny, you've got visible abs, you sit at a normal or low BMI, and your main goal is muscle gain, you need a lean bulk. This absolutely is not for everyone. If you already carry a fair amount of body fat, a bulk is just going to add to that. But if you're someone who struggles to gain weight and you're starting from a very lean baseline, this is exactly your starting line.
Now, to do this correctly, you only need to eat about 200 to 300 calories above your daily maintenance level. That's it. The absolutely crucial point here is that this is a lean bulk, not a dirty bulk. You don't need to stuff yourself with thousands of extra calories and junk food. Your body can literally only build so much muscle at one time. Anything beyond this slight surplus? Yeah, that's just going to be stored as excess body fat.
This slight surplus allows you to gain a steady 0.25 to 0.5% of your total body weight every week. Honestly, this is the absolute sweet spot. It maximizes your muscle growth while keeping fat gain incredibly minimal. Look, if the scale is jumping up 2 or 3 pounds a week, you're gaining fat, not muscle. Slow and steady is what wins this race.
Section 2. The science of cutting. Who and how.
What if you're starting on the complete opposite end of the spectrum? Well, you should choose a fat loss phase, or a cut, if you're a guy sitting above 20 to 25% body fat, or a woman above 30 to 35%. If your primary goal right now is health improvement and losing fat, this one's for you. Trying to bulk when you already have a higher body fat percentage is just a bad idea. It'll lead to even more fat gain, and it actually decreases your insulin sensitivity, which makes it even harder to build muscle later on.
So for a truly effective cut, you want to use a 300 to 500 calorie deficit. But here's the key. You got to keep your protein high and keep lifting heavy weights. This moderate deficit ensures you're losing fat at a healthy rate without sacrificing the lean muscle tissue you already have. Seriously, starving yourself on some massive crash diet is the quickest way to lose muscle and completely crash your metabolism. Don't do it.
Notice the stark contrast between these two extremes here. We've got a slight surplus for the skinny beginner aiming for muscle gain versus a moderate deficit for the overweight beginner aiming for fat loss. These are super clear, highly effective paths if you fall firmly into one of these two categories. Section 3. Master Body Recomposition, the middle path.
But wait, what if you don't fit perfectly into either of those boxes? What if you're just an average beginner somewhere in the middle? Well, for the vast majority of beginners, the absolute best option is body recomposition. This is a scientifically proven approach where you build muscle and lose fat at the exact same time. Now, a lot of people online will tell you this is impossible, but as a beginner, your body is incredibly responsive to resistance training. Because you're hypersensitive to the new stimulus of lifting weights, your body can actually tap into its stored fat for energy while using dietary protein to build brand new muscle. It's kind of like magic, but it's just pure science.
To trigger this recomp, you need to eat exactly at your maintenance calories. And you absolutely must consume 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight every single day. This part is non-negotiable, guys. Without enough protein, your body literally does not have the building blocks it needs to repair and grow muscle tissue, no matter how hard you go in the gym. You want to combine that high protein intake with 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep, progressive overload in your workouts, and a whole lot of patience. Remember, sleep is when your body actually recovers and builds that muscle. You break muscles down in the gym, you build them in bed. And heads up, body recomposition doesn't usually cause massive changes on the scale because the muscle you're gaining is offsetting the fat you're losing. So rely on the mirror and your workout logs instead.
Section 4. Golden Rules and Mistakes. How to guarantee progress.
Regardless of which path you choose, here is your blueprint for success. First, you must train every muscle twice a week to really optimize muscle growth. Focus heavily on compound lifts, think squats, deadlifts, and presses. You also need to progressively add weight or reps over time. If you aren't challenging the muscle, it has zero reason to grow. Also, take 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily. It is literally the most researched, safe, and effective supplement out there for beginners. Drink plenty of water and absolutely prioritize your recovery.
Now on the flip side, please avoid these massive beginner mistakes. Dirty bulking does not build muscle faster, it just makes you put on unnecessary fat. Crash dieting, that's going to kill your hard-earned muscle. Keeping your protein too low ruins your recovery. And program hopping, changing your routine every week just because you saw a cool new trend online, that completely destroys your ability to progressively overload. Find one good program and stick to it. And finally, ignoring your sleep will sabotage literally everything else you're doing in the kitchen and the gym.
Section 5. Your final verdict, the ultimate cheat sheet. Let's bring this all together so you have a crystal clear plan. Here is your definitive roadmap. Take a look in the mirror and just be honest with yourself. If you're skinny, do a lean bulk. If you carry a significant amount of extra fat, do a cut. And if you're average, which is like the vast majority of people starting out, stick to body recomposition. Just pick your path based on this matrix and commit to it for at least 12 weeks.
At the end of the day, fitness really doesn't have to be confusing. You don't need complex gimmicks, and you definitely don't need to guess. Just follow the science, stay incredibly consistent, and the results will absolutely come. It's just a matter of time and discipline.
So, the only question left is which path will you choose today? Make your decision, write it down somewhere, and start executing. If this explainer helped you find your path, make sure to subscribe to Tetrad Fitness for simple, science-based fitness explainers every single week. Keep learning, keep lifting, and I'll see you in the next one.